What's up, guys? It's Showtime Fight Form. I'm your boy Showtime. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and all that good stuff. This is where we talk all things fight and combat related. Man, follow me on social medias at Josh Showtime, Papa Showtime, whichever one you find first. And let's get into this nitty gritty. Now, this episode is going to be about UFC 281. Now, listen. UFC 280 was a stat card. I already said it before, I didn't really feel like it lived up to the hype of the card, but it still was a solid 7.5 card. Pretty decent card. I'm not gonna sit here and say this has been a weak year, but we've had better years as a whole for pay-per-view cards. And honestly, cards in general. Like, not to say that these cards have been bad, they just haven't been like spectacular. Like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I just remember we just had so many excellent fights and so many excellent pay-per-view cards. It was just crazy. So, it is what it is, but weird. This card got some bangers. So let me just go ahead and break off, my predictions, have my breakdowns for some of these fights. I cannot wait for the main event. I cannot wait for the co-main, and I cannot wait for the people's main event. I don't even want to call it the people's main event. We already know what that is. I ain't even gotta say it. Now, first fight of the main card is going to be Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles. Now, this is kind of weird, man. I feel like this is Dan Hooker's last stand at the UFC, and after this, he's going off to PFL. This guy's lost a few fights now. And the thing is, like, it's one thing to lose. Like, honestly, losing fights in the general is gonna get you out of the UFC. But getting dominated, getting finished, it's not a good look, man. He's 1-4. I'm just looking up now. 1-4 his last 5. Okay? And let me see how many of these are finishes. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the 4 are finishes. It's not good. It's not good. So I personally think that he needs to get a win. Especially if he can't get dominated. If he gets dominated, you gotta cut him. Sorry. I like Dan. I don't really like Dan. I was about to lie and say I like him. His personality kind of is weird. That's a little annoying. But as a fighter, I do think he's exciting, and I think he brings a lot of personality and entertainment into the ring. But skill level wise, I don't know, man. He's just not that type. Especially when you think about the camp that he comes from. Like, you got to remember, like, Alex Volkanovski is in this camp. Israel Adesanya is also in this camp. Like, this is a top-notch gym. So, he gets the work. He has the best coaching. He just, unfortunately, isn't up to that level. However, he's going against a guy that's very good at submissions, and we already know Dan Hooker's not that good at submissions. He got submitted a few times already. His ground game is not that great. And you put him up against another submission guy, kind of makes me feel like they're trying to build up Claudio, and they want Dan Hooker honestly out of there, and they're putting the main event to possibly give Claudio some star power. Claudio is on a win streak, so it's not like he's some scrub and with a lot of wins and a lot of losses. Like, this guy has potential to be a really good fighter. So I'm gonna honestly say the UFC knows what they're doing, and Dan Hooker's unfortunately gonna get cut after this, and he's gonna get dominated. I think he's gonna get subbed in the first round, and I think that we'll eventually see him in the PFL. And he might dominate, or he might just get squashed. We don't know, but we'll see what's next for Dan Hooker after this. Now, the next fight after that, which should be a fun fight, but an important fight, just because this guy's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and that is Frankie Edgar. He's gonna have, is this really a homecoming? Because I thought he's from New Jersey. Like, y'all can fact check me on this. Is he from New Jersey? Because I don't really get this. Oh, he can fight in New York. Like, he's not from New York. Matter of fact, I can fact check myself, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. He is from New Jersey. Like, why? People, y'all annoying. Like, I know New Jersey's close to New York City, but still, like, it's not the same. Like, I'm not from. Okay, I guess that's somewhat similar. Like, I'm not from DC, but I guess if I was a fighter and they had a fight in DC, it would be a homecoming because I'm like 20 minutes away. Okay, never mind. It's a homecoming. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be his last fight, his retirement fight, and then after this, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Frankie Edgar, we already know, is an absolute legend, one of the best lightweights ever, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters we've ever seen. He's the modern-day Rocky. It's been a pleasure to watch his career, and it's crazy to believe that this man was the champion at 155, being as small as he was. Crazy to believe that. Yeah, so he's fighting Chris Gutierrez, who's a good fighter, not great. a guy that it's possible to win and be. It's a 3-round fight. We already know Frankie Edgar's chin is gone. He can't do that anymore. He shouldn't do that anymore. So, you know, his movement, I'm not gonna say it's been necessarily figured out. It's just the fact that's predictable. It's a little bit more predictable. I'm sorry, and then that he's a little slower. The reaction time is also slower. So it's gonna be hard for me to pull for him and say he's going to win. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that he's gonna gather experience knowing this is his last fight and he's gonna get this dub. I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision. I think this will maybe be 2-1. I think that Gutierrez is gonna start off well, but then Frankie's gonna use that championship experience, that honestly veteranship, that veteran experience that he also brings, and be able to win the last 2 and make adjustments. I don't think that this, in my opinion, might be the least exciting out of the bunch, but that's not saying that because I think this fight's going to be bad. It's just that I think these other fights are honestly going to be pretty fun. Now, the next fight, and I already said this before, this is the people's main event, and that is this fake drama. I don't think there's any kind of drama for real. They both seem like really good guys and interesting guys, and that is Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. This fight is going to be fireworks. Like, just like any Michael Chandler fight, it's just going to be fun. He's a fun fighter. Dustin Poirier, a fun fighter. This is gonna be on the feet, and we're gonna see who has the best boxing, who has the best chin. That's what matters the most. Sometimes it's not about who can land the crisper shot. Sometimes who could take those crisp shots, because you can land on somebody, if they can eat it, and you can't. You know, it's a tick of time bomb. It doesn't matter. Now, with this fight, I don't see this fight. I know it's crazy to believe the Justin Gaethje fight and the Michael Chandler fight went the distance, but this fight ain't going the distance. And I do believe that Dustin Poirier is going to sleep the living hell out of Michael Chandler. I have a hard time, not saying he can't win, because he can. Like, Dustin Poirier does get punched a lot. He has been slept in the first round multiple times. And he does get, like I would say, if Dustin had a big weakness, I would say it's athletic strikers. Very quick twitch, athletic fighters. Conor McGregor, very quick twitch. Very quick, very explosive, a lot of athleticism. Michael Johnson, very explosive, slept him. Both guys slept him. Michael Chandler is very explosive. Now, he's a little older now, so he's not as explosive, obviously, as he was 10 years ago, but he's still a very explosive striker. So I'm not gonna rule Michael Chandler out acting like he has no chance to win. He can land that big punch, and Dustin Poirier has been slept multiple times. So I'm not sleeping on him whatsoever. I'm just saying that Dustin is still the way crisper of the striking when it goes to Dustin. Dustin is the taller, lankier fighter. I do think that he'll be able to fight inside, outside, better footwork, and be able to, and I also trust his chin a little bit more than Michael Chandler, who has a suspect chin, because while I said he got dropped, he's got slept multiple times, Michael Chandler's been knocked out multiple times as well, and he's been dropped multiple times. Even in his UFC career, I believe, 4 of his fights he's been dropped. 3 of his fights he's been dropped. Oliveira dropped him. Tony Ferguson dropped him. Justin Gaethje dropped him. Yeah, it's 3 people that's already dropped him. He's only been in 4 fights. So Dustin Poirier drops you, he's a killer. So I'm gonna put my money on Dustin Poirier by knockout. I'm gonna say the second round, but I mean, it could very well be the first 30 seconds of this fight. Like, that's how crazy this fight's gonna be. So yeah, now we gotta go into these championship fights. Now, the people who everybody hates, and the reason why I hate it is because she's not the most exciting fighter, which is Carla Esparza, and she's fighting Weili Zhang. I say Weili Zhang, Zhang Weili. One of my favorite, if not my favorite female fighter. She's probably my second, easily. Like, it's between her and Rose. Like, I love Rose, and that's why the fight hurt me, but I was so excited for it. But like, this fight is gonna be fun, guys. Like, I don't know why. Like, everybody should be honestly hype about this. When you have to make Carla fight, the fight is actually fun, because Carla is still, like, she's gotten better on her feet, but she's still a liability on her feet, which makes for an exciting fight because she'll be a little aggressive, but she has openings. She don't get punched. So we like that. We like people that get punched. So this fight is going to play out in 2 ways. Weili, we know she has really good takedowns. Takedown defense, it's been tested, but it's never been tested like it's gonna be tested with Carla. Carla is still one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in that division. And we saw how scared Rose was to even engage because of that wrestling. Still, and Rose has a good takedown defense. Now, she still didn't want that beef because she knew Carla takedown and her top control is elite. So if this fight plays out on his feet, Zhang's gonna beat the hell out of this woman, and it's gonna be in record time. The woman that beat the brakes off of Joanna will beat the living hell out of Carla in the stand-up war. We all know Carla is not playing around with that. And if she does, this fight ain't lasting long. This fight will be a one-round fight. I know she's gonna try to mix it up with the takedowns. Now, I do personally think she will be able to get these takedowns. Is she gonna be able to keep Weili down? Is Weili gonna be able to sweep her, be able to get up, work from the cage, not get worn out by these takedowns? Because these are all gonna play a factor. Do not be surprised, guys, if Carla retains her belt. Don't disrespect her like that. She is a very good fighter. And I don't like people who like to disrespect good fighters just because they don't like their style. So I'm saying all this, but I'm still going to go with Weili. I think Weili is going to be able to stuff enough of her shots to be able to land a big shot that's gonna rock her, hurt her, and she's gonna get the stoppage. I'm not gonna say this is a bad matchup for Carla. This still is a bad matchup. Not saying that she can't win, because she can, but she has to really dig deep to be able to get these takedowns for 5 whole rounds and to be able to beat her. And I've seen enough of her of Weili's takedown defense to say that she can stop some of them and be able to wear her out. Because I'm telling you now, I'm a wrestler. And I know other wrestlers. We all know when it comes to takedowns, wrestling is tiring no matter what. It's one of the most tiring sports ever. To take someone down, to try to take someone down and fail multiple times is the most exhausting thing in the world. Mentally and physically. It's just, there's nothing like it, all right? It mentally drains you, and then physically it's like, bro, I did all that and I didn't accomplish anything. So yeah, I'm gonna go Weili by TKO 3rd round. Now the main event, the fight that everybody's gonna be there, for, it's gonna be Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Now we know this is technically a trilogy. This is the 3rd fight between these guys, but this is the 1st fight in MMA. They fought twice before in kickboxing, and Alex Pereira beat him twice, knocking him out once. This ain't kickboxing anymore, guys. These guys still are stand-up fighters, but don't be surprised if Izzy tries to mix it up to just confuse him. Not even because he's serious, but just to confuse him. But if this is going to turn out to be a stand-up fight, I'm putting my money on Israel. Now, they're both very, very strong kickboxers. They obviously have an excellent background. I wouldn't say they both are knockout artists, but they can knock you out. But they're so accurate. They're both super long. I think they're both 6'4". They're sharpshooters, and I feel like they'll knock you out more so for their accuracy, more so than their power. So it's with this fight, it could be honestly who lands first, or it could be one of those super boring, drawn out fights because neither one want to open up because they know each other so well. I hope this is not going to be a point fight. I hope this is a fight where they both go for the finish. I'm not saying they're going to go in there and just battle it out, like, just start slugging it. But I hope that they're aggressive and they try to get their, point across and we get a decisive winner. I think that if there is a stoppage, I'm actually going to lean towards Israel. I know it's going to be shocking to say that, but no, I think Israel will get the stoppage. Have you seen some of those kickboxing matchups that they had? Like, Israel's giving him the absolute business and hurt him. I believe he dropped him too. I'm not 100% sure on the drop, but I know he definitely hurt him. And caught him so many times. You do that in 4-ounce gloves, you'll get the stoppage, 100%. And I think that he did get caught in the knockout. Not to say he can't get caught in MMA, but I think that, especially after getting knocked out, that's the only time he's ever been knocked out. He will be worried and understand of like that same exact shot that caught him last time, and make sure that never happens again because he's a very smart fighter. If you watch his YouTube show, you see this he's very smart when it comes to the fight game. So I'm interested in seeing it. I'm putting my money on Israel Adesanya. I always say when it's close, I always vote black. I'm just the way it is. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Israel Adesanya by unanimous decision. I think that this will honestly, if you wanted to give my opinion, I think this fight's probably gonna be it's probably gonna be boring. I'm sorry. I know I said actually that the Gutierrez fight was gonna probably be the worst fight. It's probably gonna be this fight. I'm sorry. Now that I really think about it, like really diving into it, this fight's gonna probably be the worst fight on the card for entertainment value. I think it's gonna be a very technical, smart fight for 5 rounds, and we'll probably get a razor thin decision. Unfortunately, I hope not, and I hope we get a decisive winner. But this is just my opinion. Would love to hear what you guys think. What are your picks and all that good stuff, man? But as always, man, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and most importantly, stay blessed.